I often think about what life was like for me growing up as a Zoomer. It kind of sucks, like, howdy. It does. What the fuck is this? I think it just sucks because I look at the kids of, not to sound like an old man, but like the kids of this generation, and I see how we don't really have that anymore. I think everything is made to be much more isolated, and there's less of, I don't know. I think it's a lot harder to go out, you know. I don't think things are as safe as they were, quote unquote, back in the day. We have less spaces for public interaction. I feel like everything is monetized now. We don't have any, what are they called, third spaces? And not to sound like a hippie, I'm not saying this to be some sort of like liberal, but I don't know, man, maybe that kind of does affect your psyche or your development, and I think it can affect generations at a time, you know? I think, from what I've heard, people describe just not, like I said, not having a phone and just riding your bike and meeting up at the local fucking, like, power unit or something with your friends, and doesn't care what you do, doesn't matter what you do, you just get up and you just go wherever, you do whatever you want to do. And I think when I was a kid, I was very sheltered, so growing up and seeing like videos of like punk suburbia subcultures and shit like that, like I remember thinking, wow, I very desperately want that. Like I want to be able to just fucking go somewhere, go to like a fucking park and just hang out with my friends all day and just skate somewhere and just get outside, you know? I think we have been robbed of that because of the fact that everything is so privatized now. I mean, you even look at the fucking architecture now and stuff like benches. We have fucking benches in Corpus Christi that were, you know, for like bus stops. They went from like normal 3-seaters to just like barely enough space for one person. It's very weird. It's very weird. This world is no longer built for what it used to be. I think it makes sense for kids to be on that damn phone all the time because, I mean, what else do kids fucking have? Like, times are very different, you know? I guess growing up I was also very socially isolated. Like, I spent a lot of time, like the peak socialization years, I don't know, like middle school and high school, I spent a lot of time kind of just by myself because I was so sheltered and because I felt like I didn't really have access to the outside world. Part of that was because of, you know, my own, like, personal, like, family rules, but another part of it is, like I said, like, even if I was as free as I wanted to be, I don't think it's as easy to just, like, go places, to just fucking make friends with people, to just... And I think that kind of set me back a little bit. And I think there's always going to be that, like, resentment. And I, you know, I'm grateful for my childhood, but I think there's always going to be a part of me that's, like, wondering how different my life would have been, how different I would have been as a person had my, you know, youth been different, had my youth been not so isolated. And I guess it's good because I always dreamed about, like, being in a band and shit. Oh my god, there's Dan and Onion. And it's crazy because I was a kid, like I said, I always dreamed about, like, having friends and, like, just doing shit and just playing music for fun and going to punk rock venues and playing punk rock shows, and I never thought it would actually happen to me, especially because, like I said, I grew up super isolated, and I think even as I got older, I kind of noticed that, like, that life felt like a dream more than an actual reality. Somehow, some way, I ended up here. You know, it was a long combination of things, and I know that everyone has their own story, but I never thought I would be able to do this. And I am really grateful for this opportunity, and I guess I am grateful to say that despite growing up super isolated and in a completely different environment that all these other people have, I am lucky to say that I still managed to do the thing that I wanted to do, you know? Even though I wasn't born 10 years earlier, I feel like there's a part of me that gets to experience what it's like.
soon.
Being, you know, a Zoomer and being like right in between the millennials and the Gen Alpha, it does make me think like, I wonder what the future holds for Gen Alpha. You know what I mean? Like what that looks like. Because I think it's getting worse. Like the concept of individuality, we're losing some of those, you know, communal experiences. I'm repeating the same shit over and over and over again because I don't even know how to word this anymore. Like people tell me all the time, you have an iPhone, you have a camera, like on your iPhone. Why do you have a shitty digital camera? It's so much work to fucking convert the files and to digitize everything, and the quality's not so good. Why do Zoomers do that? Like, I know a lot of Zoomers also have started doing the thing where they get like the shitty digital cameras that we don't need. Like, we have nice phones, we have good quality shit, but I think it kind of comes from a place of, I don't know. Convenience is a bitch. I saw a video talking about how when they grew up, they would go to like Blockbuster and they would go to record stores and shit, and they would find music by painstakingly flipping through each fucking record or like trying it out. Like, there was no such thing as looking up a song and figuring out that you like it from then. Like, I can't imagine fucking waiting for a band to drop a record and listening to it and buying the record, and then after buying it realizing you don't like it. I don't know, I think convenience is the thief of the expression, the art in it all, right? Writing a song or fucking even writing an essay, like going places. I think everything is too convenient now, and because of the specific ways that certain things are more convenient, we're losing the art and the joy of. I'll think of it like this. We overconsume media because it is so easily accessible to us, and I think over-consuming media kind of makes things more like fast food. And I think back in the day it was easier to kind of savor what you have and what you find, because I think it was more special because it wasn't as easily available. And that kind of sucks. I think we're so used to instant gratification. That's what it is. That's why, like, it's harder for younger people to like watch movies or to like go through entire like TV series and shit, listen to albums, listen to records. I think it's very convenient and it makes sense to just like pick one song you like from each artist, which again is convenient, but it is very different from, I don't know, man. And I guess these things aren't inherently bad. I think, me personally, I guess I would have wanted to experience what things were like back then, you know? When you're a fucking kid and you don't really have friends and you kind of don't really have places where you can just go and make friends outside of school, I think it's hard. I think it's very lonely. And I think if you are given everything you want, if you are presented so easily with whatever you could want, it's just so open. And I think because it's so open, it decreases the value, and things are less rare, if that makes sense, you know? I don't know, man. I want to talk to like a millennial about this and compare like my experience to theirs and see. I think something I've noticed is that a lot of them will come to the same conclusion, like, kids don't play anymore. They're just always on that damn phone. And I agree, like, it's the damn phone, but we're always on that damn phone because there's nothing else for us to fucking do. Like, we can't just go to the fucking park and meet up with our friends. We can't just, like, walk wherever we want. You know, we can't just fucking sit on curbs, or we can't just fucking walk to the store. I mean, we can, but it's very different. Things aren't the same. What's up? What's up? Oh, I'm good, man. Sorry about that. Thank you, though. Okay, it's time for me to move. It's time for me. See? That's exactly what I'm fucking talking about, dog.